Welcome. Come one, come all. Welcome all the saints to the house. Tonight, you are witnessing another live, another Tough Talk Tuesday with me and my guy Trav. And I'm on the sage. Why? Because the sage kills the rage and
Come
sets
on,
the stage.
come
How we
on.
doing tonight, Trav, man? What's up with you, bro?
Man, I feel good, man. Feeling like the momentum is beneath me. Let's ride.
Mm, mm. I was thinking today, I said, momentum is power. No matter how you cut it, momentum is power. You actually can't have power without momentum.
Come on.
Yep. Like dams and turbines and coal. And back in the day when they had them trains that used to run off steam, they used to boil coal, boil water to push that motherfucker, that momentum. You know what I'm saying? They used boil coal. They got turbines that spin. They got what you call them windmills that spin. Movement, momentum is power. You cannot have power without momentum. Momentum is electrons spinning around on the outside, all the negativity, all the negative electrons. And once you mix your power with it and stay neutral at times, you will have power.
Come on.
Man, go ahead and talk to us, man. How your week going so far? It's just Tuesday, but hey, we already know, like you say, ain't nobody above the bullshit.
Man, I say I feel like the momentum is beneath me. We all still in the new year. I think it's still new for everybody. And the point of it all is it's the beginning of a cycle. Do you understand your position in it this time around? And do you understand how it worked this time around more than last time around? And it's like double dutch. Get in where you fit in, but don't come in till you feel it. But when you feel it, man, you got to go with it and let it flow.
Man, I think we in a cycle in history, man. There was a cycle back in the day called a Renaissance era when everybody got smart and abandoned religion and got all
Mm,
the philosophers, the
mm,
Plato's and the Socrates and the Confucius. I think we are back into that cycle to where people are so sick of religion but don't want to let it go in a sense
yeah,
of uh these times we in now, Trav, have proved that religion does not equate to morality.
yeah, come
The
on, man.
times that we in now, the things that we seeing going on with people, different parties, the things that we seeing on with our government, things that we seeing going on uh against our president. And I'm not on here tonight to blow Trump's horn, but you know what I'm saying? Venezuela was doing a deal with Russia and China, two of our main enemies. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
ICE is trying to get illegals out of the country. Obama, ICE has been here forever, and
yeah,
nobody has ever tried to stop ICE. You see what I'm saying?
man.
Doing their job. And it goes to show, you know what I'm saying? If we believe in God, then we believe in the state. You know what I'm saying? Meaning we believe in the order of the state.
Yeah,
Uh the the money said in God we trust. The government, the ordinance, and the Department of Justice. People don't realize that that's the executive, judicial, and legislative brands.
mm,
The legislative is the ordinance, the government, and then you got the Department of Justice. So when you go against the laws, back in the day, Dr. King did it. It was called civil disobedience.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? They disobeyed in a civil manner. They marched down the street. They blocked entrances. They just stood there. But when the man put the water hose on them and put the dogs on them, they moved.
come on.
See what I'm saying? They was disobeying in a civil way. They stood there, locked arms, they hold hands, they march, and they sang, "We shall overcome." They sang songs and shit. These people out here are attacking government officials in the name of saving illegal immigrants and think that nothing is going to happen.
Mm,
These people are actually going against our own government in the name of illegals because they hate our president that much, not knowing that the Bible say if you're a man of God, that God chooses the king.
Mm.
God chooses the king. I don't believe that bullshit, but that's what your religion say. You know what I'm saying? But man, just give me a recap or just talk about how you feel, man. I just want to talk. I want to vent tonight, man. I want to vent. I want to drop some game, but what's going on, man? It just seemed like we in an era of fucking foolery and craziness. It seemed like we in an era where the Bible said in the last days they gonna say good is bad and bad is good. It's like as I look around day by day, man, I'm not depressed. It's like I feel like I want to check out on this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And all the turn my phone off, you know what I'm saying, and not tune in, be tuned in, tapped in, turned on. But I'm trying to create a buzz in the new year. I got a mission, I got goals, you know what I'm saying? So just how you feel about everything that's going on in the government, in the world, everything in general right now.
Man, you said a lot. It's a cycle. Once again, you got to understand how the cycle works. You got to understand your position in it. Ain't nothing new under the sun. See, the second part of that is only that which has been forgotten. See, we don't be remembering. ICE ain't new. ICE started in 2003. Do you know what ICE stands for? Immigration, customs,
Immigration, customs, and exchange
enforcement.
yeah.
So ICE ain't nothing new. 2003. We done talked on this show about there was a time around 2007 when urban America, meaning those connected in the hood, when bootleg Jordans, we done talked about all of this. We had our time in the cycle. I've been in situations where ICE came and laid everybody down, checking for Jordans. ICE. It was black men who was in a positive momentum, making an honest living in their mind, opening clothing stores. ICE, the same ICE, federal agents came around, shut shit down, checking for trademarks. See, that's ICE too. See,
Custom.
federal agents. See, CIA, bro. We all know, we all watch shows like Snowfall. Everybody watching Power. They showing you how the drug cartel game work in an entertainment way. But we experienced it in real life. CIA brought crack to America, put it in the black spectrum, and watched it work like they designed it and knew it would work. And they brought federal agents, gave my cousin, your uncle, a lot of people, daddy, federal prison time. They say a nigga sold his soul to the game for 3 or 4 years, a local celebrity and fame. Sad to say, the story in the same. Fed got him. Hit that nigga 25 years to life. While he locked down, another nigga fucking his wife, raising his kids, tight ass cars, big ass houses. They went to the highest bid. Yeah, that's what ICE did. You don't remember that, do you? So
yeah,
now,
I remember,
because
man, we was coming up. We was man, everybody had a goddamn stove. And the truck, the UPS man was pulling up in the hood, and everybody was running up to the spots. And you know, and this is the thing that was cool about it. Everybody knew everybody had on fake J's, but won't nobody mad and won't nobody judging. And it was a thing almost where it was our uniform. Them fake J's, them green and orange and purple J's and colors. Look, Nike started making colorful J's after that shit.
so my point is, see, our culture has been defined by the drug game. That's what hip hop has made our culture be defined by the drug game, money, power, respect. All our top movies are based off drug stories. And if you know a street nigga who gonna be real in today's time, ask him who the plug. Oh, it's a Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
We hear stories about cartels. But when the feds was busting our family members who indulged in this in this trap, they came and plucked them one by one, and they knew who they was gonna get. And now we watching the same thing go on. And we don't understand the cycle, and we don't understand our position in it. And when I say we, I'm talking about righteous further and foremost, those in order, but I'm talking about the black man, the black woman, and their children.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's my take on it.
You
We can say rhetoric, all the color in the lines, but the line is, do you understand what's going on, how it's working, and your position in it? And if you understand your position in it, then things that don't matter, don't matter.
You know, my undergrad is in social psychology, so I'll be looking stuff up. And I was talking to this cop the other day, and we were talking about racism in the Raleigh-Durham area. And this cop blew my mind, man. This cop really blew my mind. We were talking about racism, and we were talking about traffic stops and this, that, and the other. And he was saying North Carolina and the Raleigh-Durham area is really not that racism. And, you know, as a social psychologist, I thought I was right. I said, man, the last time I got a speeding ticket, I went in the damn courthouse, and the line was wrapped around the courthouse. None but black folks. I ain't see but 4 white folks in the whole line.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And I said, that's indicative of racism, y'all. He said, nah, we ain't stopping, da, 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 da. The man pulled up the numbers, man. The numbers are damn near 50-50 in white and black stops. He said, you know why that is? He said, now this may be racist. He said, white folks laugh because black folks laugh at black folks, and said white folks get a lawyer to handle their speeding ticket or send the money in. They don't go downtown. He said, we laugh, and why do black people go downtown to court to handle traffic violations? So me looking at the court, at traffic court, I'm like, this shit full of niggas. Where the white folks at? And when he pull up the numbers, I'm like, damn. And I'm like, well, where they? And he was like, we get lawyers to handle that. We don't go downtown. He said, that's like a joke in the white community. It's poverty to go handle your own traffic ticket. I said, damn. In my mind, I knew and everything about it. I was fucking right. Y'all stopping more niggas based on what I saw. So there's a lot of things going on in the world that we calling racism that we don't understand what's going on behind the scenes with their culture. That shit fucked me up. I was almost mad that I won't right. I almost wish that it was racism, more racism in this era, so I could be right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, this comes down to the power of words, bro. It's rhetorical. Is racism real? Depending on who you talk to and level of understanding, and once again, the position of someone know they in, that question got a spectrum to it. We know where we at. We hear rhetorical things. A black man got to work twice as harder. Yeah, that's true. But if you work twice as harder to get the same thing, then what does that say about you? It means you're conditioned for pressure a little bit better. So why, if we gonna accept that, and we ain't gonna expect nothing different than that, then at what point do we, you get what I'm saying? Now, I want to say, like you saying, race. See, we all we got, we all we need. Take your emotions out of things and look at things objectively. See, we so trained to see things subjectively through our feelings. That's what keep us childlike, and we controlled by words, or AKA we put under spells. Racist. Everybody in 2006, if you fill out an application today, they will have an ethnicity a part of that application where you pick one. What are you? What race? What is your ethnic? This ain't no illusion and this ain't no confusion. And it's people racing against you according to what their race is. Mm-hmm. And if we stop expecting this to not be real or an illusion, we'll stop being in confusion and realize I'm a race. And I is him. I represent. How can you not expect another race of a man to do that? He has his own pride. He has his own culture. How dare I expect him to be apologetic of his when I'm been finna stand on mine?
And you know what's so funny, Trav? When we was growing up as kids, when we met each other, the first thing we had to do was race. I had to race you. I had to race you from my street. And we black and we the same color. But if I beat you, then my side of town think we better than y'all. And it's like, we as black people click up based on streets. So we know people gonna click up on color. We click up against each other based on street. 4th Street versus 3rd Street. They live a street over, want to kill each other. And they both black. So it's really about survival. There's a race going on. And it's really about who can get and gain and keep and control natural resources. That's all it's about.
Man, let me say
humans and the funniest thing that people don't realize, humans are a renewable natural resource, and humans are the only things that generate labor. Coal don't generate labor. All this shit that they talk about, diamonds and gold and minerals and ore, and that shit don't generate money. Humans paying labor, working for that shit is what generates money. That's what people don't understand. The humans, why y'all think China is the superpower of the world? Because they got more humans than anybody. Why you think India coming up and taking over? India got the second numbers of humans, and guess what? When you call anywhere on this fucking world, you can call your goddamn local car dealership in North Carolina, and somebody gonna say, "Hello, may I help you?" Indians, they answer the phone all over the world. That's what they do. So when they were telling us China was communist and they got to kill a kid if it ain't a girl, and China said, "Look, we got so many humans. Since y'all want to tease us for having humans, we'll do all y'all work cheap." Down to the point there. Let me tell you a quick story, Trav, so we can see the power of humans and race. You know, years ago, probably about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it stopped. The Go Green movement. You remember that? Go green. Everything was go green. Recycle, recycle, recycle. The city was on your ass if you don't recycle. They was getting off the truck, opening the damn truck to see what you recycling before they drop it. What happened was China and America got into a beef. You know, China used to take our trash, our recycling, and hand pick through it. We used to ship our recycling to China, and we would make a little money for them, but they would hand pick through it. Green bottle, yellow bottle, this can. That's how many people they got. They made so much money from the Go Green movement off of our trash that they said, "Okay, we good. We ain't doing it no more." Then America had to say, "What? We just don't talk about green no more." Why? Because China stopped picking through our trash. That's how many people they got, man.
Man, 2026. Let's get to the point of it all, man. The point of it all, like you say, is life, is power. We come a long way, Javon, but man, we done went the wrong way. And how I know we went the wrong way? Because the most powerful thing on planet Earth is the man, the woman, and their children. We talk about, man, it ain't no love no more because grandmama and them gone. Grandmama and them was a man and a woman who had 9 children, raised all of them in a balanced way. And a lot of her babies got caught up in traps, but she still loved them, still supported them and raised their children. See, we don't have that no more. We don't understand who they was. We even say rhetoric to say that granddaddy cheated and they stayed together. We look at all the things that don't matter, but we miss the point. A man as real as his reason. It was about them chilling. I asked my grandma and granddaddy, why you had so many? Because it took a lot to make it work. We don't know the point of shit no more. So we getting controlled by words and missing the point. See, we looking at Mexicans and we capping for Mexicans coming into America to be illegal, and they understand the loopholes in the system. The loophole in the system says if we go to America and have a baby, we'll have a root. But to make a baby, it means him to come over here, establish a foundation, bring his woman, put a baby in him, and say, we got a state in America. We got a family. And we looking at it for every goddamn thing that it ain't. And don't realize that they know they loophole is in America is to overthrow the black people. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, I want you to go look at the population of America. It's more of them than us. But in 1992, Robin Harris said, we baby kids, we don't die, we multiply. Now all we do is divide.
We die and divide. You're right about that. Trav, you're right, because like I said, that's why I said it, you know, the movement, the power of the people, when black people were having that many kids and united in family, people don't realize that's why, like I said, we last place in family. So we last place in everything. When you last place in family, you last place in everything. And that's what people don't understand. Our power was our people. People don't understand. Look at what we overcame and came through and survived through. Not only that, we thrived through that shit more doing Jim Crow when we had a family. When we had families doing slavery, when the Ku Klux Klan was hunting us down, we had our own schools, grocery stores, communities, towns, through the power of family. And family is community, and community is communing, which means eating in unity. That's what family does. That's what Sunday dinner was, eating in unity. That's what community is. I don't think people realize that's what that word means, to commune. When you go to church and have communion, what do? You go to church every Sunday. But what is communion day? That's when you eat that blood and drink that wine of Christ. I'm just saying, I'm trying to tell people eating and unity is what does it. That's what we used to do. Sunday dinner, the block parties. That's what we used to do, Trav. People ask me, how do we fix the black community? I said, just have a cookout. North Charlotte had their own cookout. West Charlotte had their own cookout. East Charlotte, South Charlotte had their own cookout every Saturday. All the dope boys pull up in their cars when they rims shined up, and the dope boys sponsor the food, and all the good men like you bring them big barrel grills out, and we cook, and we have fun. North Charlotte, South, East, West, and we do it every Saturday. And after 5 Saturdays, we said we're going to bring the whole city together and start doing it. Then we're going to break back up and keep doing it. And over time, what's happening is what you get is eating and unity so much that somebody sees somebody at the store and a shooting happened. That's all we need is one shooting. And the people mourn so much at the cookout the next week. and we feel that shit together. We eat in unity like a repast in a church, and we feel that pain together, and it hurts so bad we don't want that no more. So what happens is people start saying, hey man, put the gun down, man. We got the cookout coming up this Saturday, man. We don't want the mamas to hurt. You understand what I'm saying? This is how you do it. It's that fucking simple. I figured it out. That's how they grew the church back in the day. Eating in unity. That's community. But it takes family to do that. Each individual family makes a community. But because our families are divided, we don't have no unity and no eating together. We don't have a community.
I always say we got to examine the slip and not the fall. And here in Charlotte, North Carolina, on my mama's side, there's a neighborhood called Grilltown in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a powerful historical neighborhood. Started by a man named Bill Billingsley in 1890. He came and he had 400 acres. And the state bought part of it, the runner road. If you're in Charlotte, it's called Billingsley Road. It's where the health department is in Charlotte. And that's where Grilltown and Cherry, two prominently Black historical neighborhoods, but they had their own school. They had their own infrastructure. My granddad was a builder. His daddy was a builder. They had their own lumber yard. They show what it is, and it's still here today with a pride. We have a 50-year reunion every Memorial Day. But I want to say this ain't a long time ago, man. It was just men who had families, and amongst other men who had families. And there's a thing that assimilates in the community. Leaders will come forward, and people know their position. But these group of Black men, they went and built what is called Myers Park. That's where the rich white folks stayed. John Myers was a part of the church. He wanted to bring real estate here. He built the infrastructure of rich Charlotte. He wanted to give Blacks a neighborhood that they could own themselves. It's called Cherry. But the original workers came from Grilltown. Giving a little history, but I want us to understand where we come from. Johnson C. Smith, the historical Black college in Charlotte, North Carolina, was donated by John Myers, called Biddle Point, but the original owner named it after his wife, Johnson C. Smith. See, that's a white man, but we don't really understand. But my granddaddy could drive me through Myers Park in Grilltown and say I was born by that tree. So I ain't never had to have ideals of what a community like it's 300-400 years ago. You can ride through it now and understand where we came. But I asked, what was the slip? What was the slip? And we all know it. First, integration. The leaders came forth and said, I have a dream, and I became me, and I couldn't worry about we. So the leaders left the community, but this pride went out. I'm gonna give you another little story, and it's real life shit. Mike Tyson daddy is from Grilltown. One of the baddest first integrated football players in the history of Charlotte. Mike Tyson daddy. So he ain't just great by coincidence. You see how this work, man? He connected to something great and powerful that he don't even know about. But integration left. And then, like you say, the crack. And it destroyed us. But it didn't destroy us so much that it's an illusion. It destroyed our understanding of what we need and who matters. That's what got destroyed. Somewhere along the line, in his mind, I ain't gonna talk about her not needing a man. I'm talking about his mind. He think he don't need a woman to give him balance and a reason. And he think he got all the answers about her, but he ain't got what he need. A fool will look me in my eyes and tell me he don't need a reason in a woman. That's what's wrong with us. We done got convinced through words that we don't need each other.
Man, you know, you said something that's powerful that I used to feel like you felt until I talked. There's a historic area in Durham, North Carolina called Hayti. And it basically was from one end of the freeway down through the black business. You know, they build freeways through the black businesses. Whenever they need a freeway, they coming through the black side of town. But long story short, I was talking from a college point of view of what they were teaching us in college about Hayti in this area. And they basically taught us that the pastors, like you said, came in and sold the people out and through integration. And as I was talking to the old people, I was trying to talk like I knew instead of just doing the interview. And the more I talked, the more they say, young man, look around. And one of the old cats, he went to my college. He said, son, ain't no such thing as integration. He said, they desegregated us. And I said, explain what you mean, because I'm trying to understand integration. He said, look around. He said, you go to a black school, you live in a black neighborhood, you don't be nowhere around white folks. And the China man is with the China man, and the Mexican man is with the Mexican man. He says, so we aren't integrated. We desegregated. That means that we can congregate amongst each other. He said the problem was black folks didn't have an identity like other people have. Mm-hmm. So when a Chinaman come over here, he don't see himself as American. He sees himself as a Chinaman in America, and he goes straight to the Chinatown and spend all his money with the Chinaman, so forth and so on with every other race. Mm. He said the problem with black people is black people got high-minded and saw ourselves as them and started spending our money with them. He said, because at the end of the day, we spent our money with them. We didn't get to join their clubs and be around them and do the things they did. We just wanted to shop at Mr. Jones' store because Mr. Jones got the white stove. We just wanted to go to the white folks cleaners to say what? I get my clothes cleaned by the white folks. We don't like white folks' food, but we wanted to sit in the white man's steakhouse just to say, I ate in the steakhouse. See, the American Negro, our thing is we have no identity and we need to choose a side. We need to say we full-fledged white Americans and do everything that white Americans do, pay taxes, be legal and everything, vote and be a part of the civic process. Or we need to say like this, we like Chinese. We got a black town, we got a black side of town, we got our black stuff, we spend our money. Because when you look around right now, integration is a real thing, but I don't know where the Chinaman live. I don't see the Arabs and the Jews. All I know is I go out and I do business with them, but when I go home, when I don't see them, I don't know where they shop at. I don't see no Arabs outside of the Quicken Mart. Hey, how you doing, man? I don't see them outside of there. I don't see the Chinaman that's selling hair in the beauty store. Where do they be? So it wasn't integration. It was us deciding, fuck that. And we do it today. We sit around today, Trav, and we said, fuck the white man and everything he got going on. And look at me with this same cheap shirt, $6 for $1. You wear your same shit every day. But we got people talking about fuck the white man and breaking their neck to wear his $1,000 breeches, breaking their neck to wear his $1,000 hats and shoes. You seen that that documentary back in the day when it came out, How to Sell to a Negro. That was that was it. It wasn't integration because we never integrated. I bet you live in a white neighborhood or a black neighborhood.
Mixed. Nah, it was predominantly a white neighborhood. At one time, it was an all white neighborhood.
And guess what happened? The more blacks came, the more whites moved out. So if you live in a black in a mixed neighborhood, I live in a mixed neighborhood, decent mixed neighborhood. But you know what happens is that's how it is. When blacks decide we want to move up to a nicer neighborhood, when we want to move to the suburbs or move across the track with the white folks leave. And then what we have is the high price or upper middle class black neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, all the gentrification that goes on that we say they gentrifying our neighborhoods, we should have been buying them houses. We let grandma's house turn to a crack house. We let the tax man get grandma's house. We sat there and watched this whole block of dilapidated houses. We rolled by and we knew whose houses they was. We didn't try to buy these houses. What did we do? We said, no, we going to get a house over here. And then the white man come in and buy these houses up and put a Starbucks there. And now our old neighborhood is $1 million homes that we could have did. But we did not want to live amongst each other. Man. I hate to say it like that.
No, you're telling the truth. Like I say, it's about a cycle. A long time ago, Mechanic Mike taught me the cycle. He said the cycle is white folk live in it for 30 to 50 years. Then they give it to black people. They live in it for 30 to 50 years. Then white people come back. And that's the cycle. I've been here long enough to see at least two. That's how he talked. I've been here long enough to see at least two of the cycles.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? That's true, Trav.
So the point, like I said, you got to know your position. Now, we can sit here and say, is racism real? And through rhetoric, through words, through using this to pull in your emotions. Oh, it's real. Trump gonna put us back into slavery. Trump gonna do this. Man, I know some people who saying Trump gonna put us back in slavery, and they was driving a 2025 BMW in 2024.
Yeah.
What? So I'm saying this to say, through words of pulling our emotion, we get caught up in the spells and not even understand reality. See, racism, yeah, it exists in a systematic way. But we got people, Malcolm X said 65 years ago, black faces, white power. It still worked the same. It's still a cycle. So when you look at every city, go to your city council meeting. Go look at who's on the meeting. You'll see black people. I can talk from where I'm at. In Charlotte, Mecklenburg, we just got a new black woman chief. We got we got a black sheriff, a black district attorney, a black school superintendent, we got everything black. So how do we have a narrative? Here's how. See, classism is way more powerful than racism. See, when you don't know who you is, our grandma told us, you out your cotton picking mind. See, we cultivated a mind while we was picking cotton from a particular position. Got to work twice as harder to get the equal respect. See, we still live by that when you understand who you is. And that's why in the face of representation, amongst all stereotypes, I'm the one for my people. I'm a black man. I'm finna represent. And I'm talking this in real life. Every Asian, every Mexican, every Indian. See, this one thing. I don't want to get too far, but let me say this. See, empathy is the ability to understand another's feelings. See, that's how you sort out your wheat. See, when a white man can't empathize, we're working twice as hard to get the same amount of respect. See, there's something that let me know he don't really understand the we in me. But once I put him in his position and I understand mine, see, he might can empathize with me as a father. So now we can unify in that, but I ain't unifying in race. See, I'm unifying in position. But I understand who can empathize with me or not. So that's where you understand your we. But see, we got so much with our black people who have forgot the we, that they more about class. And they saying they represent the worst of us, the least of us. A little baby last week, 6 years old, got found in Charlotte living in a dog kennel, weighing 23 pounds. With her mom, with her aunt, and people who supposed to be taking care of her. How can a demon mind have that? And how can this baby been through the social service system with people and her divinity depending on it to knock on the door and say, is that baby all right? But no, we don't understand the point. See, we only look at it from the class. See, her social worker graduated from college and make enough to make a good living to separate herself from the worst of all. And I ain't saying that's wrong, but if you lose the point of being a social worker and working it for the divinity and life of a child that depends on it, you'll forget that we, and you be sitting up there as a class. And that's who you stay beside. And that's where you've been trying to get to be around, like you say, around white folk and away from them niggas.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want to take accountability. So we still say racism, 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 when all our leaders in position to make a change is black.
And you know what's so sad, man? The way you describe that situation, that child is waiting on that divine knock to save them, to get them out of that situation. That's a systematic thing that white folks set up.
Come on. Got to
this is what people don't realize. I took a social work class as an elective, as a social psychology major. Social workers and that whole social services, it was created they started by saying feeble-minded black people. Feeble-minded black people. Basically, what they were saying was black folks was going to make so many kids that we weren't going to be able to control our own race. That's why they come in. That's why they call us minorities. Basically, it was saying this. Think about this, Trav. If they didn't have social services, where would poor white people and feeble-minded black people go when they can't take care of their kids? We actually have a building that I work in that's over 600 employees who are women, 80% of them black, whose job is to be the buffer between the classes, as you said. You are college educated. You're going to live a middle-class life, and your job is to make sure the ones below the poverty line and lower have somewhere to go, somewhere to be, and we're going to spend a certain amount of money on that, because if we don't, them motherfuckers gonna riot in the street and kill and steal and rob and destroy every fucking thing. You see what I'm saying? And we calling it racism, not even understanding that this is a function that says, listen, no matter how we look at it, it's the white man saying, how do I keep this society functioning properly when I have released a race that I intended to be slaves, and I have given them freedom? And these motherfuckers can't read yet. They can't write yet. People don't realize after slavery and Reconstruction, they had a lot of shit going on for blacks in the North. Blacks could go up north and get on. But you know what blacks did? The blacks from the South, they couldn't read and shit, went up to the North and became criminals. Black folks from the South fucked the Harlem Renaissance, the uppity black boule movement up. That's why you got to think about this. The biggest criminals in New York, Bumper Johnson, he from South Carolina. Frank Matthews, he disappeared with 30 million on the feds. The only one that ever got away. He's from Greensboro, North Carolina. Frank Lucas is from High Point, North Carolina. These Southerners went. So the point I'm making is, without these things that we think that's here to destroy us, we would be even more fucked up.
Man, let me talk some real life shit. And this a real point, man. I did a informational type thing with social service in Charlotte, North Carolina. And it was like a lot of organizations went, and we had like a workshop, and it was 110 social workers that had to go down to this event to talk to every station to see the resources they had for their cases. And when you understand how it works and you know your position, you work it. And that's universal truth. If you don't, it get worked on you. 80% of these social workers was black women. Now, I don't know the percentage or how many were single mothers or not, but there was a high percentage. And every time they came and they say, well, what are y'all offering? Men of Destiny. And I went through my spiel and I'm looking them in their eyes. This every woman. And like I say, empathy is something powerful. If you don't know what empathy is, look up the definition, understand it. Empathy is something powerful, the ability to understand the feelings of one another. And these black women start looking at me in my eyes and saying, my son need that. I need that. Can I get y'all contact information? And I'm talking about with so much vulnerability in their voice and in their spirit. I felt them. They felt me. But it made me sad. Because how can they help when they need help? See how this works, man? How can they help when they need help? How strong can you be when you struggling carrying your own load as a black woman in this world, man? Vulnerable, but you getting paid high money to look like, be like, seem like, is an example to have power and representation. See, we look at it dangled in our face. We look at it dangled in our face through politics, like they putting these black women, like we say, using them as props. Man, they so vulnerable. But it ain't their fault. It ain't nobody's fault. It's all of us. It's we. Everybody got to take accountability. I ask the question when I look at these powerful, successful black women that seem to set the standard of a beautiful black woman. I say, with all of these standards, with all of these charisma and success, how did they allow a man that wouldn't value the path of his semen to get his God's assignment? How did a powerful black woman appearing in front of me let that get between her crack of virtue and respect? See, that's a powerful question, and the question is more powerful than the answer. It ain't to condemn, but it's to examine the slip.
It goes back to what we said earlier, man. Family.
Come on.
The value of family. But peep this, Trav. What's so crazy about that is they gave them those jobs and gave our women a push, no matter how you look at it, to separate our family. But peep this, what's so crazy. Those black women are buffers. But the alternative is the white woman used to come in the home. and she just take the kids and give them to the state. She just motherfucking, without the empathy. So what the white man said was, look, watch this. We'll create a middle class of black women. At one time, they didn't let women be teachers in America. We'll create a middle class of black women, nurses, teachers, because they can empathize for their own race. They can go in and understand, oh, we got a social services case. They walk in the house and look around. Oh, hell no, get these goddamn kids out of here. Y'all goddamn, we black, we know what's going on. We can look and see what the fuck going on. We smell the incense. We know what the fuck going on in here. Social worker walk in. What? Stepdaddy touched the daughter. That little girl lying. This some bullshit. Or she telling the truth. So we have to buffer. As sad as I tell people all the time, we need to be police officers. We need to be the buffer for our own community. The problem is because we lack family, our strong women, like you just said, need the help. Now, watch this. Watch this. And this is a whole nother subject, but this is what I've been saying forever. Do you realize all them strong black women, social workers, single mothers with all that income and resources and education, you know the only thing they need that can fix all them women? A man, polygamy. Them women need to be sharing some good men, polygamy. Those men could come in and raise those children direct. All that money them women making that they making, spending on their hair and nails and buying, every one of them had a BMW or a Benz in a big house. They need direction. Family. See, people thought I was talking about polygamy. They think I'm talking about fucking. Man, we can fuck without taking the responsibility of the women and children.
Hey, man. Let me say this, man.
Boy, I'm always ahead of time.
Hey, boy, how you know I wanted to go there, man?
I know because I know when I said it, I know you had that moment and said this nigga been saying this shit, and people, that's what's going on. Our women need guidance. We need family. All them women make $75,000 a year, got house, education, got sense, but they ain't got the sense to raise them children, and them children turning out to be worse. I ain't mean to cut you off. Make your point, man.
No, man. Your point is the point. This is why I say we living in a rhetorical society where we just parrots. But we don't understand that the parrots in the rhetoric we use is spells. It's casting spells on each other without understanding of what we're saying. Now, just like you just use polygamy. See, that's a spell. When people hear that, it make them feel a certain type of way. Hell no. You made the video today about if you look at it like this, is this, but if you look at it like that, let's put the TV on mute. Let's cut the sound out. Let's picture read. Let's read with our soul. See, at the end of the day, if she got a baby daddy and her baby daddy got 3 other baby mamas, you can call it or not call it what you want to call it. Put it on mute. This is one man that has created 3 divine teams that no matter what decisions brought him in or out of it, he got to be accountable. Every woman got to be accountable for teaming up with a man that couldn't honestly be with her. And there has to be a mutual respect because these babies work off law, natural nature in order. It take a mama and a daddy to be connected for power to work in a child. So can we cut the goddamn volume down and don't call it nothing but what it need to be? Can we get there? And I'm gonna give you another example. I want to use this. It's out the blue, but I want you to understand. Go look at a voodoo ritual video. Cut the volume off. Go look at a black church down in Baptist when somebody catch the Holy Ghost. Cut the volume off. You're gonna see the same thing.
Yeah.
Whatever your soul hear, feel, see. That's when you understand where the truth is. When you cut the volume up, we don't know where the slip go. We only living in the fall.
My guy. Yeah, man. People always thought I was just saying polygamy because it's like, oh, this nigga wants some women. This nigga. No, that's not what polygamy is. The only thing that's gonna save us, because they done already separated our family and then elevated our woman above us. Our woman, it has been elevated above us without the guidance and leadership. So what it is those 10 social workers need one man, and this is the sad thing. It's village living. It ain't got to be no sexual relationship. You know how many times I have been a football coach and I done been the father to 10 little boys that I'm picking up in a van, and I'm picking them kids up, and I done said it on my lines. I done been picking up 7, 8 kids in a van, me and my homeboy, taking them to my house, giving them hot dogs and sodas from the dollar store. We practicing football, and the mamas is trying to give me some pussy. And I said, ma'am, I need some gas money. I need some bread money. And they said, oh, that's what you need? And they started giving that. And guess what? Them sisters was high middle class women. They just was bringing their son down to the football field because they just thought that's what they needed. And a lot of the men was fucking them blind. But I wasn't like that. I said, give me some gas money. For long, we had everything we need. Them women got together and got my man a new truck and everything. Not a brand new truck, but a new truck. They got the resources. They just need the leadership and guidance. Take us out of here, man.
Man, I love your point. And I've been asked before, say, man, you don't believe in that polygamy shit. Do you agree with him? I say, well, it ain't about agreeing or disagreeing. I see where he's coming from. I empathize. Now, I want to tell you about order. I'm going to close on this. Well, when a man and a woman make a baby, that's what family is. A man, a woman, and their children. And when a man puts his semen in a woman and his seed come out, and he in their hospital, and he watch her open up, and he watch him come out of there, it's an assignment that goes down. Now, a lot of people start their first family and ain't nobody above the bullshit. I empathize with some men who lost it or who failed or whatever. But you got to be accountable. You got to understand the slip and not the fall. If you're real with yourself, you know when it happened exactly what made you lose. But we got to at least empathize with pain, man. And the woman that would be the second baby mama while he had a family. I know you don't want to accept that, but you got to empathize with the first woman. That shit hurt. And if it happened to you, you understand. So can we all just be accountable? Yeah, it hurt. Everybody hurt, but everybody still need each other. And I know after watching that, now I don't speak from the perspective of knowing what it's like to not have that, but I got a wife and I got children, and I just want to say, they say, man, you can never say what you will and won't do, but I want to say right now, after knowing my wife the way I know my wife, if whatever come and it's a situation where I'm standing on the outside, can't never erase, I don't know that woman, and I don't know where she would go, but I know her now. Can't erase that. Got to accept that. And that's what we can't accept. But you got, like my grandma used to say, and my mama and my daddy, if you make your bed, you got to lay in it. And that ain't got to be good or bad or right or wrong. If you started a family with somebody who divided in ties, you got to lay in that and trust that. Because the balance of all of that will determine even your children.
And I'm gonna say this before you get out of here. I gotta piggyback off what you said, because it was so profound when you said, I know that woman. You know, the Bible says anytime it was said they fucked, it said he went in and he knew her. He knew her. Understand this, what the Bible is trying to say, when to have sex with somebody is to know them. Marriage is a creation of, the Bible said, man shall leave his wife, man shall leave his father, woman shall leave her father, and two shall become one flesh. You know damn well it ain't talking about two people meshing together. It's talking about two people having a child becoming one. Man, woman, and child. So when that man and that woman come together and have a child, they become one person. They become one flesh. So to know somebody means to have sex with them, because when you have sex, you're planning on having a child. So when the Bible says he knew her, there's no other knowing that's stronger than seeing a woman take their fucking clothes off and bending over or opening her womb up to you. What it's really saying, you shouldn't do that unless you really, 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 really know somebody, know their pedigree, know their family, know their genealogy, all that. So that was just crazy when you said, I knew her. And it's like, what you really saying is no matter what happened, you know her enough to know you and her would take care of y'all family and still use each other to do what y'all need to do to raise y'all children, because y'all literally have become one flesh twice or three times. You know what I'm saying?
And there is balance. There is balance. There is success. There is love. There is redemption. There is all of these things that says, if I knew then what I know now, but I stand in the moment of peace, love, and harmony now with all of my decisions. That is a real thing.
Man, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to have a revisit a discussion on this polygamy shit now that people really understand what I've been saying. I knew polygamy was the answer. You know when I knew polygamy was the answer? The only way we could save the black race? When I became a school teacher. I looked around in that school. I said, look at all these damn black women with these educations and these master's degrees and PhDs. And people think teachers don't make a lot of money. Teachers don't make money for what they say they do. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, I said, man, look at all these women teaching and they kids fucked up.
Yeah.
Like you were saying about the, so I said, damn. And I was joking one day, and it was like three of the teachers I was mentoring their sons, and then they was like, we clock wives like that. And I was joking one day. I said, yeah, I do all the work of the dad and everything. I just ain't fucked y'all yet. And I thought, I said, damn, these my women. I'm they fucking children's daddy. They call on me. Well, Mr. Clark gonna get you if you don't do this. Da, 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 da. And that's when jokingly I said, damn, this is the only, I saw it so clear. I said, wow, our women are the ones with the resources, because the white man that locked us up through jail and prison and drugs and knocked us out of the family, put skate on us in all artisan careers, and let the Mexican do all that. So the black man hands is tied. So it ain't gonna really be like but a few good men out here.
Man.
And all these motherfucking women got all these education, good jobs. Man, we need polygamy.
Man, let me say this on that, cause this real. And I know I ain't gotta close. You can come after this, but it's real what you're saying, but not in the context of joining it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It ain't for somebody to want to be. It's to realize that you're tied to one man with three other women and other children. The mindset of unity and balance between that equation is what you speak of. I work in manufacturing. We produce a product. The reason it's called a plant is because it produces the product over and over and over and over. And in that process, if there's a defect or a malfunction, we have to kick out the imperfections. The imperfections go into a category that we call rework. where we piece and cut out the imperfections or the defects to make a product, but we let the company know who's buying it. These are pieced together product that's efficient. So I'm saying, don't lose value in saying that it didn't work. You went through some things, but they still are real. So the polygamy aspect is your baby daddy got a wife, you got a husband. Both of y'all got intertwined children. What is the most powerful square and building blocks that y'all can create for the unison of both of y'all children that's intertwined? And he got another baby mama, and she vulnerable. Can you understand that her vulnerability is a reflection of your husband's child? And your husband, if he real, can never be at peace at night beside you, knowing his child is vulnerable. So you must support that to give him balance, to be strong for you. That ain't something you decide. That's something you got to realize and get real with. So I'm with it, but don't play with it like I just want 4 bitches. Man, hey, look, nigga.
Hey, man, I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna clip that and upload that. I appreciate you, man. Love you. Hold it down.
I love you, man.
Y'all stay tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Me and Miss Carla coming at y'all live tomorrow for Random Waving Wednesdays. Y'all check out Trav for Hero Training Thursdays on Facebook at Thursday night. Peace.